everyone, welcome back to Ponderosa North for the love of Bonanza. Well, I thought we were due for a song, so today I'm going to perform for you, well, I'm going to attempt to perform for you, Sweet Betsy from Pike. It's a song that's featured in The Quality of Mercy. And to make a long story short, Joe invites his childhood friend Sarah home to the Ponderosa for a few days after the death of her father. I'll extrapolate more on this episode in the future. But he just wants to cheer her up. He just doesn't want her to be alone and just help her through the grieving process. And so back then, I mean, we know there was no TV, there was no radio. If you wanted entertainment in the evening, you broke out the checkers or the chess, or you read a book, or you told stories, or you mended a harness, or often someone would pick up an instrument and you'd have a sing-along. And that's exactly the case here, where Adam picks up the guitar and they all gather around and they sing Sweet Betsy from Pike. On a side note, you'll notice that Purnell does not know the words to this song. There was some looping for him to do, so you'll notice that when you see it. So this is an American Ballad, Sweet Betsy from Pike, about Betsy and Ike who make the journey across the country from Pike County, Missouri for the gold rush, which was 10 years prior to the silver strike of the Comstock. But it is a song that the Cartwrights would have sang. It was a very popular song of the 1860s, Civil War era, Civil War time. So a lot of the wording is very timely. It's very historic. It's written by John A. Stone around 1858. And it's based on an Irish tune called Master McGrath. And when I went to research it, I assumed there was going to be a short little song, short little tune. But they only do 3 verses in the show. But when I went to do my research, there's actually 14 verses. I did not memorize 14 verses. It's all spelled out in front of me here. I'm not going to lie. And there's a lot of words in a little bit of a space. So I keep messing it up, but I'm going to try it. If I do mess up, forgive me. I'm just going to keep going. Let's give it a try. Sweet Betsy from Pike. Oh, do you remember sweet Betsy from Pike, who crossed the big mountain with her lover Ike, with 2 yoke of cattle, a large yellow dog, a tall Shanghai rooster, and 1 spotted hog. One evening quite early they camped on the Platte. 'Twas near by the road on a green shady flat, where Betsy, quite tired, lay down to repose, with a wondering gaze on his Pike County rose. Out on the prairie one bright starry night, they broke out the whiskey and Betsy got tight. She sang and she shouted and danced o'er the plain, and she showed her bare arse to the whole wagon train. The Injuns came down in a wild yelling horde, and Betsy was scared they would scalp her adored. Behind the front wheel Betsy did crawl, and there she fought Injuns with musket and ball. They soon reached the desert where Betsy gave out, and down on the sand she lay rolling about, while Ike, half distracted, looked on with surprise. Said, Betsy, get up, you'll get sand in your eyes. They stopped at Salt Lake to inquire the way, and Brigham declared that sweet Betsy should stay. But Betsy got frightened and ran like a deer, while Brigham stood pawing the earth like a steer. The alkali desert was burning and bare, and Isaac's soul sank from the death that lurked there. Dear old Pike County, I'll go back to you, says Betsy, you'll go by yourself if you do. Well, the oxen ran off and the Shanghai had died. The last piece of bacon that morning was fried. Ike got discouraged and Betsy got mad. The dog sagged its tail and looked awfully sad. The wagon broke down with a terrible crash, and out on the prairie found all sorts of trash. A few little baby clothes done up with care, looked rather suspicious, but all on the square. Sweet Betsy got up, she's in terrible pain. She declared she'd go back to Pike County again. Ike gave a sigh and they fondly embraced, and they traveled along with his arm round her waist. They suddenly stopped on a very high hill. With wonder they looked down on old Placerville. Ike said as he cast his eyes down, "Sweet Betsy, my darling, we've got to hold town." Ike and Sweet Betsy attended a dance. Ike wore a pair of his Pike County pants. Betsy was dressed up in ribbons and rings. Quote Ike, "You're an angel, but where are your wings?" A miner comes up and says, "Will you dance with me?" "I will, you old hoss, if you don't make too free. Tell you the reason if you want to know. God dong, I'm chock full of pure alkali." Long Ike and Sweet Betsy got married, of course, but Ike, getting jealous, obtained a divorce. Sweet Betsy, quite satisfied, said with a shout, "Goodbye, you old lummox, I'm glad you backed out." They got divorced? I was shocked when I got to the end of this song. They've made it through starvation and wagon crashes and Indian attacks. And they make it to Old Placerville, which was known as Hangtown, because of all the hangings. It's just a treacherous journey, and they get there, and they get a divorce. I was just so disappointed. Anyway, that's Sweet Betsy from Pike. Again, it's featured in the episode The Quality of Mercy. Look it up when you can and enjoy it. I hope you enjoyed that song. It took a lot of practice to get through it, but I made it! Yahoo! See ya.